What do you feel are the basic requirements to become a comedian?
Personality, sense of humor, common sense, selflessness, and selfishness.
Why do you say that?
Well, you have to care about yourself pretty much to want to do it.
The ego does play a tremendous
Does it ever?
Yeah. Does intelligence have anything to do with being funny?
It'll help. It'll really help. Because then you get into dimensional comedy. Without intelligence, then you're one-faceted, I think. And that's what is known as reaching a crest and then having to go to the inevitable down. Whereas with intelligence, it helps you stay on top of things, and it helps you broaden your scope. And with some degree of intelligence, if not a lot of intelligence, you at least have a shot at expansion.
Most comedians seem to have developed the faculty to be very aware of people. They have a great curiosity and usually a wide range of interests. Are these attributes also necessary to become a comedy performer?
No, I think that those are the things that happen after the fact. I think those are part of the extensions of comedy.
You don't start out with those?
I think you have to be aware of people, yes, at the beginning. Because without awareness of people, then you're doing comedy on a void, on a vacuum. Because what you're really doing is a reflection, as I said earlier, of them.
Burt Law was once quoted as saying that Ed Wynn, Bobby Clark, Chaplin, W.C. Fields, et al. Were serious people. Are all comedians, when they are not on stage, basically serious?
I think so. I can't talk for all of them, but I would like to bet they are.
Why?
Well, because, again, I don't think you've ever seen a good brain surgeon with the shakes. And I think that whatever that brain surgeon has to do to have a steady hand, I think that's what a comic has to do in his offstage life. To steady his hand, he's got to be a serious man to get up there and make a fool of himself. Ed Wynn, of course, is the prime example. Prime example.
The nature of show business is very emotional, with many highs and lows. And when a comedian is not working or does not have any prospects for work, he seems to drift into moods of deep depression. Is that a typical human reaction or something that's indicative of the comedian's psychological makeup?
I think it's part of one, part of the other. It has to do a great deal with his psychological makeup, but it also has to do with his needs that are being cut off.
The need to be in front of an audience and to hear the laughs.
And I think that need isn't as devastating a need to him if he were to really believe in his own heart that subsequently he will be in front of an audience. But for the most part, most comedians, being terribly insecure at what they do, they don't believe they're going to see another audience. So that the depression really falls into a very, very deeper gorge, as it were.
It's interesting. You don't have a job coming up and you feel, well, I'll never work again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A lot of people in show business feel that way, but I think it's much more pronounced with a comedian.
Do you have a formula, your own formula, for fighting depression?
I'm in one today. I'm in a deep funk. The only way you can fight a depression, I think, is just let it take hold and let it get itself over with. I can't laugh or giggle or be cute or pleasant when I'm depressed, because that's what I'm entitled to be. I don't want to impose it on others, so I hide. Wait till the depression chews away at whatever it has to eat away and get it over with. Sometimes it lasts longer than other times. When you try and figure out what those depressions are, here's where intelligence comes in. You don't begin to try to figure it out if you're smart. Because we pay rent for an awful lot of our living years ago. The rent is only coming due now. So depressions could very well be because you were unkind to me yesterday. But it could also be because I was lacking something 13 years ago. And I think it takes that long for some of these depressions to come around.
And you don't feel analyzing it, trying to understand it, is of any value?
Yes, I think there's a value to it if you can, but just to make up an analogy doesn't make sense.